Do you have any tax credits that are refundable? And what are you going to do about it? The tax credits is your money. In this video, we are going to talk about refundable tax credits and the steps that you can take so that you can get back your money. That is in the form of tax refunds. What do we mean by tax credits? This is it. Previously, you have paid more tax than you are expected to pay. The tax laws are very fair. You are not supposed or you are not expected to pay a shilling more or a shilling less. In case you pay more tax, you are expected to ask to be refunded the money. However, it is important for you to note one thing. We have two types of tax credits. There is the tax credit that is refundable. That is, you have overpaid the tax and you can be given back that money. For example, if you pay more income tax, you are expected to be refunded. How can you pay more income tax? Income tax is expected to be paid on installment basis. That is 4 installments within the year of income and 1 final payment. And that is the balance of tax. In case during the installments you paid more than you are expected to pay, then that money is refundable. We also have tax credits that are not refundable. For example, you are registered for VAT and you don't have any zero-rated sales. And those are either sales to the domestic market or exports. In such a case, if you have tax credits, for example, in January, you bought more than you sold, you will definitely have a tax credit. That tax credit is not refundable. Are we together up to that point? Now, it is important for you to understand that getting a tax refund is a process. It starts in point A and it ends in point B. And there are very many things that happen between A and B. In fact, we can equate the process of getting your refund to a job application. There is where you start and there is where the process ends. Now, in this video, we are going to talk about 7 steps that you can take. And at the end of the day, once you take the 7 steps, you will be having your tax refunds. We are not talking about whether what you ask to be paid is what you are going to be paid. No. What we are saying is that the 7 steps will guide you to apply for your tax refund. What are the steps? You can grab a cup of tea or a cup of coffee and sit back. Step number 1, find out if you have any refundable tax credits. Many times I've heard people saying, I have tax credits. You ask the person, how much tax credits do you have? They have no idea. So the first thing that you need to do is to find out whether you have any refundable tax credits. And you also find out how much is it, plus in which tax systems. Those are 3 things that are very important. Let me add a 4th one. That refundable tax credit is for which particular periods. Remember, you can only be refunded tax credits for specific periods. Beyond that period, the tax commissioner will tell you, look, you never needed the money. I, as the tax commissioner, and of course representing the government, we needed the money more than you. Because if you needed the money, you would have come very fast. Just like when you have not paid your tax, we come very fast asking for the money. And in case you don't pay the money, we ask you to also pay interest and penalties. Step number 2. Once you find out that you have refundable tax credits, what is the next thing that you are expected to do? We don't expect you just sit down and say, hallelujah, I have tax credits. No, you must take the next step. The next step is to apply to be refunded the tax credits. And you do it online on iTax. This is the way the tax commissioner operates. Unless you ask, you don't get. Even when it comes to your tax credits, which is your money? The money is hanging in your tax ledger. The tax commissioner can see the money, but unless you ask, you shall not get it. It is like ask and you shall receive. If you don't ask, you won't get it. We have not gotten to that level, like in the Western countries, where when the tax commissioner owes you money, they refund the money. In this particular case, our tax commissioner is old school. Step number 3. After you apply to be refunded the money on iTax, you have to wait and you must be patient like a cat. Remember that cat that you saw, standing next to that hole where the rats were laughing inside? You are going to be like that cat. You must be patient. Yes, you must be patient. In case you have never seen or read a story about how a cat can be very patient, we have a book for you, and the title is How Cat and Rat Became Enemies. In that book, you are going to learn about the art of being patient. The link is in the description of this video. The tax commissioner agrees, yes, it's your money, but you must give us time to find out whether this money can be refunded to you. And suddenly, the tax commissioner is suspicious of you. Applying for a tax refund is not reason enough for the tax commissioner to just give you the money. The tax commissioner must turn your papers or your application upside down and confirm beyond any reasonable doubt that you should be refunded that money. Yes, that is how the tax commissioner is. The tax commissioner, if you tell him or her it is raining outside, they will go outside and confirm whether it is raining. So even in this particular case, you want cash rain into your bank account. The tax commissioner must confirm that whatever you are saying, that is the truth and nothing but the truth. Why do they do this? It's because many taxpayers have proved time and time and time again that they want to harvest where they did not plant. In actual fact, there are very many taxpayers who apply for tax refunds, and that tax refund, it's either not due or it does not exist. Human beings are human beings, whether they are taxpayers or not. Now, the tax commissioner will go through the process of examining your tax refund application, and the tax commissioner is going to respond. You are going to get a response. Yes. Once you get the response in form of a notification, what are you supposed to do? Step number 4. You are going to receive a notification upon completion of the tax refund processing by the tax commissioner. It's one of those love letters from the tax commissioner. And there are 3 things the tax commissioner can tell you. Forget about all those other niceties of, we appreciate you as a good taxpayer. We are okay. All those other nice things that the tax commissioner has been telling taxpayers of late. I don't know what has happened with the tax commissioner. These days, it's no longer, client ABCD. Note this. No, they tell you, we appreciate you, we appreciate you for being a good taxpayer. Forget about the fact that you're asking to be paid your money. Okay, continue, you have been supporting at all those nice things. Let me tell you, the tax commissioner, I don't know who has taught the tax commissioner this trick, that if you want something from someone, you must massage their ego. So the tax commissioner these days is in the habit of massaging taxpayers' ego, because they know one thing. Once you massage someone's ego, whatever you want, they will give it to you. You only need to say what it is. Even the tax commissioner is expecting, once they massage the taxpayer's ego, whatever the tax commissioner wants, it is going to happen. Yeah, and it does happen. It does. And this is one of the things that I tell tax officers. If you go to a taxpayer, this very difficult taxpayer who cannot pay their taxes, start telling them about all the nice things that they are, all the nice things about them. Most taxpayers are told all bad things by the society, by their families, by their competitors. They only hear negative things. But if you go there with something positive, like we appreciate you, we understand what you are going through, that taxpayer is going to remove a check, and all the tax that you're trying to collect is going to be paid. But in this particular case, the tax commissioner is going to tell you all the nice things in the notification, and the tax commissioner is going to tell you those 3 things that I wanted to tell you. Number 1, whatever refund amount that you wanted, we have completed the process and it is due to you 100%. If you wanted 100,000 shillings, here it is yours. We have confirmed. The tax commissioner can also tell you whatever you were asking for is not the amount. It is less than what you're asking for. And that line, it is less. It can be either just a small amount, a big amount, all everything, in which case there is no refund. Yes, that has happened. You put in an application for a tax refund, and the tax commissioner, once they have processed your application, they will tell you there is no refund. What? Yes, it does happen. For example, if your application was beyond the timeline, what happens? There is no refund. You're not going to be refunded the money. You're not going to be refunded any money. You can apply to be refunded money, and the tax commissioner will tell you there is no money. It is zero. Number 3, you can put in a refund application, and the tax commissioner will tell you, look here, there is no refund due to you. In actual fact, you owe tax. You should be paying tax. These are things that have happened. You put in your refund application, the tax commissioner looks at the application and they tell you there is no money for you, thank you very much. But after going through the process, looking at all the documents and records that we have, you actually owe the tax commissioner money. Yes, those are 3 things that can happen. There is refund 100% due to you or less. There is no refund, it's 0. Or there is negative refund, in which case you are expected to pay the commissioner some tax. Now, once you get that notification, what are you expected to do? Okay, you have received the letter. There were all those nice things. What is the tax commissioner saying? There is something you're expected to do. You are supposed to respond. If you belong to the generations that used to write letters, someone sends you a letter, you reply. Even in this particular case, when we are dealing with all these digital gadgets, when you receive a notification from the tax commissioner, you are expected to respond. And by the way, the notification is normally in the form of a letter. You can be sent the letter, or it can come through the system, that is iTax, or in the form of an email. You are expected to respond. And how are you going to respond? How did you used to write those letters? Be courteous. Be a human being. Yes, it is the tax commissioner, but you are dealing with human beings. You are expected to respond. And the purpose of this response, number 1, is to acknowledge the receipt of the notification. Number 2 is to agree or disagree with what the tax commissioner is telling you. And number 3 is to tell the tax commissioner what to do next. And this is as far as that money that the tax commissioner is informing you is due to be refunded to you, what should happen to that particular money. Now, when you respond and you don't agree with the tax commissioner, if the tax commissioner is telling you you don't have any tax refund, or you have a debt, or you should be refunded less money, what is it that you need to do? You need to start the conversation. Preferably, go and see the tax commissioner. Sit there, let them explain to you exactly what is happening. And in case you agree with what the tax commissioner is telling you, then the next thing that you need to do is to tell the tax commissioner what to do with the money. And there are 3 things that you can do with the money, or you can tell the tax commissioner to do with the money that is due to you. Number 1, you can ask the tax commissioner to limit the money direct into your bank account. Remember, this will only happen after any tax debts have been paid. In case you have any tax debts are priority number 1, even when the refund is due to you. The tax commissioner is like the lion. Remember, if you give a lion a piece of meat, how easy is it for you to remove the meat from the mouth of the lion? This is the same thing. The minute you give the tax commissioner money, getting that money from the tax commissioner is equivalent to removing meat from the mouth of a lion. Yes, from our long experience, this is exactly what happens. And it does not matter what you will do. You can fast for 40 days. You can even invite your family or even your church to fast so that you get the money. But getting money from the tax commissioner, it is difficult. Maybe you need to fast for 100 days. Just maybe. Yes, even when the refund is due to you, tax debts are priority number 1. They are top in the list. Whatever balances there will be, it is going to be sent direct to your bank account. Number 2, you can ask the tax commissioner to pay your current debts. Remember, even when the tax commissioner has processed your refund, you have to tell the tax commissioner to pay your tax debts. You must give permission for the tax commissioner to use that money to pay your tax debts. I know sometimes it has happened where the tax commissioner does not have your permission to use your tax refunds. They just take the money and say, okay, this person, this taxpayer owes the tax commissioner this amount of money, and what they are going to do is just take part of that money and they pay the debt for you. But don't worry, a person who has no debts is wealthier than a person who has debts. Number 3, you can ask the tax commissioner to hold the money, and you are going to utilize that money to pay your future tax debts. For example, if you have tax refund in income tax, remember, income tax is going to be there forever and ever. Sometimes you can ask the tax commissioner to hold the money, and you're going to utilize that money in the future. Of course, it doesn't make business sense, because what you need is money. That money, you can be able to turn it around, and then you can always go and pay any tax liabilities that you may incur, that you may have in the future. But people are different. Who am I to tell you what to do? If you think that the best thing that you can do is to ask the tax commissioner to hold the money and they can utilize it in future, there's no problem. The tax commissioner is very happy. Unfortunately, and this is very unfortunate, that money is not going to earn you any interest. What you can do, you can ask the tax commissioner to give you the money, put it in a fixed deposit, and then once your tax is due, then you can always go and pay. You're going to get some interest. It doesn't matter how much it is. Even 10 shillings is money. Now, once you have responded, sit back and wait. Remember, the tax commissioner is not going to do anything unless they have money. This is because tax refund money is different from anything else. The tax commissioner is only going to act when they have money to either pay you, that is direct into your bank account, pay your current tax debts, or even give you a credit adjustment voucher. Why? Because this is a different account. This is a different account. That's a different basket of tax refunds. There is another bucket of tax that is collected. There is another bucket of debts. There is another bucket of future tax debts. So, the tax commissioner will be removing money from the basket of refunds. And unless the tax commissioner has money in that basket of refunds, they will not have any money to pay for your tax debts. That is to put in the basket of tax debts, or put in the basket of future debts, or even to limit that money to your bank account. So the tax commissioner will only act when they have money to pay the refunds. Now, once you have responded, the next step is step number 6. And in step number 6, you are going to check for confirmations. And these confirmations are going to be depending on what you told the tax commissioner to do. Number 1, if you ask the tax commissioner to send the money to your bank account, you'll check for confirmation with your bank. And in most cases, the bank will send you the confirmation that they have received money from the tax commissioner. Number 2, if you ask the tax commissioner to pay your current tax debts, you will get a notification that your current tax debts have been paid, and you get this notification from iTax, or sometimes you can get a letter. Number 3, if you ask the tax commissioner to hold the money and utilize that money to pay your future debts, what you will get is a credit voucher, and in future you can always use this voucher so that you can pay for any future debts. Now, sometimes you can get a credit voucher that is less than the amount of money that you are expected to pay. What happens? You utilize the credit voucher and then you add the balance, or you top up the balance, and then you're going to be clear. Now, those are the 6 steps. But remember, I told you there are 7 steps. Step number 7 is to smile until next time. I know someone is saying, what? Smile? I cannot smile. Yes, you need to smile and pat your back. Why? Getting your refund is a process. Yes, the money is yours. The tax commissioner is doing everything, but our refund process is one of the most time-consuming processes that you can ever come across. But what is it that you need to do? Just start the process, and then you sit back and make sure that you're communicating with the tax commissioner. And once you're through with the process, just smile, because that will be one thing behind your back. Yeah, you will have succeeded in something that very many taxpayers fail to do. Actually, there are some taxpayers who say, I will not go through that process. It is just too time consuming. It is going to take all my time, and I don't even know when I will ever be paid. But look, the tax commissioner is changing. Yes, we have heard. The tax commissioner has been listening to what the crowd is saying, like the DCP party. Hi cousins, you're going to be given timelines, and the tax commissioner is going to work with timelines. You apply this month, you're going to be paid maybe 3 months or 4 months or whatever time that they are going to stick to that. But again, we have heard stories, and this is something we have had for so many years, but we hope for the best. Now, we have come to the end of this presentation and we have been talking about your tax refunds. Remember, don't give the government more money than the government is expected to receive. It is your money, and it does not matter how long it will take. Please go ahead and ask for your money. Now, we have looked at 7 steps, and these are on the minimum 7 steps for you to get your refund. And this is from refundable tax credits. Step number 1 is to find out whether you have any refundable tax credits. Step number 2 is to apply to be refunded. Step number 3 is to wait for the processing by the tax commissioner of the application. Step number 4 is to receive the notification of the completion of the refund process by the tax commissioner. And step number 5 is you have to respond. And number 6 is to check for confirmation. And number 7 is to smile till next time when you have tax refunds. Now, before you disappear, like you are being chased by the riot police, remember to take care of your legs. But go to the description of this video. We have links to resources that are going to help you as a taxpayer and also your business, which I believe is registered for tax. And in case you'd want to talk to us, we love talking to people. You can always get in touch with us. Again, the link to our contact is in the description. And until next time, stay well. But remember to subscribe to this channel so that you can learn about what you are supposed to do or what you are expected to do, so that complying with tax is going to be a smooth process as far as you are concerned. Till next time, stay well and be blessed. This is Dr. Wakaguyu signing off.